Chris Paul's future suddenly feels wide open after a stunning turn of events in Los Angeles. When the Clippers sent him home in early December, it marked the first clear step toward a breakup that few saw coming. For a player of Paul's stature, a future Hall of Famer and one of the most respected floor generals the league has ever seen, the uncertainty is striking. The Clippers now have several paths in front of them, whether that means a buyout, a release, or eventually a trade once league rules allow it. Until then, Paul finds himself in limbo, waiting to see what the next chapter holds. One possible destination that fans immediately speculated about was Charlotte. A homecoming to North Carolina, where Paul grew up, feels like a storybook fit on the surface. But that door appears to be closing. League insiders indicate the Hornets are not expected to pursue him, despite previous interest earlier in the year. That earlier flirtation reportedly cooled when Paul made it clear he wanted to stay in the Western Conference, prioritizing competitive situations over sentimental ones. For now, Charlotte seems content to step aside. While the basketball world debates his next move, Paul himself is approaching this moment from a surprisingly calm place. In his first public comments since the Clippers' decision, he spoke less about contracts and contenders and more about family. After years of constant travel, practices, and playoff runs, he is embracing moments he rarely had before. Being home meant attending his daughter's tryouts, watching his nephew play, and preparing to see his son compete in person for the first time. These are experiences that elite athletes often sacrifice, and Paul sounded genuinely grateful for the chance to slow down, even briefly. That sense of peace stood out. Paul described himself as content, open, and ready for whatever opportunity comes next. Rather than frustration or bitterness, his words reflected acceptance and perspective. He understands the business side of the league, and at this stage of his career, he seems focused on balance as much as basketball. Still, make no mistake, his competitive fire has not gone out. He remains open to contributing, mentoring, and playing a meaningful role wherever he lands. Paul's resume speaks for itself. He is widely regarded as one of the greatest point guards the game has ever seen, with a legacy built on leadership, precision, and relentless competitiveness. His impact goes far beyond box scores, showing up in the way teams organize, young players develop, and games slow down under pressure. Even now, his presence alone can change the culture of a locker room. What happens next is uncertain, but Chris Paul's story is far from finished. Whether this pause leads to a final push with a contender or a quieter role that still carries weight, one thing is clear. He is entering this moment on his own terms, grounded, reflective, and still very much part of the NBA conversation.